Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. And as always, I thank you for tuning in. I do have something to say about my debut on YouTube. It looks as though I made some rookie mistakes with the name on my channel. The correct name is my real name, Dennis Angeloni, not D. Angeloni. A little mix up there, but I'm still navigating the YouTube terrain, and it probably won't be my last mistake. If I was 30 or 40 years younger, I probably would not have made this error. But you live and learn, and mistakes are nothing new to me, certainly. Also, I want to give a very sincere shout out to Will Turner for all of his help, assistance, and patience in putting this YouTube channel together. I had no idea how to do this, and it was a hell of a lot of work, so much more than I would have ever realized. And I started working on this in late May of this year, so it took over 3 months to do this. And going forward, I anticipate that I'll be needing more of his help, and I'm sure that I'll run into more roadblocks, as I'm sure I'll run into more roadblocks and questions. Can't thank you enough, Will. And it looks as though I'm not the only Dennis Angeloni on YouTube. The other Dennis Angeloni filmed his skydive in Australia about 8 years ago, and you don't have to worry about me replicating that effort. I don't jump out of airplanes, I only board airplanes. All right, I want to discuss kind of a sensitive topic on human suffering since it's an unavoidable reality. It has a way of replicating itself, and witnessing human tragedy can bring out the most wretched agony. And not only is human misery difficult to see, it can have a profound effect on us. If you are not suffering right now, you are indeed among the lucky ones, since you're in the 20% range of humanity according to the UN World Food Program. And as someone once said, the most incredible human occurrences in our history have the endless, horrific, and at times random violence that we have imposed on each other. And it never seems to end. We're considered to be the rational man. I'm not so sure about that. Quite the contrary. Hate is a much more unifying and stronger emotion than love, and tribalism is rampant on our planet. The act of love is sublime and difficult to measure, but hate is much easier to record and trace. I don't even want to guess on how many acts of violence will happen today, and how many innocent people will die today from war, murder, and neglect. The daily global atrocities that are fervently reported by the media create a numbing effect. I call this the aching soul of humanity. We can function, we smile, we laugh, we interact, but the pain is so deep. It's always there, and you can only erase a portion of it. I had this thought quite a few times in my life, and it is this: don't ever let my wife tell anyone my life story. She's witnessed many of my worst moments, and we're both hot-blooded Latins. She's Spanish, and I'm Italian. She has enough material on me to get me locked up, and you have to hand her that. I'm still a free man, and we're still together. Maybe you've heard of the line, the best way to maintain your marriage is to not get divorced. Marriage with children exposes the deepest moles in a person, the tensions, the misunderstandings, and there are 40 tons of those in a marriage. If she told the truth about me, it could change people's perceptions of me forever. But she is a noble soul, so she would gloss over it and say, life ain't easy, and we had our differences. Marriage and love is a battlefield, and choosing a spouse is very tricky territory. And as so many people realize, you never really get to know someone 100%. I don't think it's doable. And marriage is not a kid's game. It's a very serious business. It will test you to the core. But we've survived 31 years of marriage and 37 years of being together. I never forgot this moment on my 3 decades plus of commuting on Metro North to New York City each day. A guy is sitting across from me in the aisle, and he is a bit peculiar as he's doing something odd with the paper he is reading, as he is placing the edge of the paper and running it across his lips. Though I try to resist, I can't seem to help turning my head to see in full view. He notices me and stops, and I feel a bit ashamed for my indiscretion. But I think to myself that who the hell knows what caused this and what this gentleman has gone through in his life? We have no way of knowing. Perhaps he's an obsessive compulsive or has a nervous disorder. Heaven knows what humanity has rained on his soul. Maybe this is his sanctuary for all that has happened to him. Maybe he was bullied when he was young, or his parents were not the loving parents we all assume parents to be. We'll never know. But I was lucky. I understood this stuff merely because I have nothing else to complain about and never did. And what makes you happy makes you wise. And of course, this behavior gets recorded every day, and it gets regurgitated at the water cooler. And he's not alone. I've done some quirky things in my life, most of them derived from embarrassing or forgettable moments from my past that I recall. We judge but do not want ourselves to be judged. Erratic behavior or behavior that lies outside of the social norms is scorned or belittled. But what exactly is normal behavior, and where do we draw the line? Obviously, there's no clear answer to that question. Have you ever analyzed a heated argument in which the emotions run away from you and logic and proportion is all gone? I have one that I recall from years ago, and I did the best I could to put this down on paper, and here it goes. My wife does not understand what I'm saying, and the point is gone. We're going down a wormhole of utter despair and absurdity, and I do not want to go along for this ride. We're not on the same wavelength, not even close. Now she's putting words in my mouth and misinterpreting everything I say. I'm very upset and have totally lost my train of thought. It's getting really crazy, and I feel like running away. I can't put a thought together, and the billions, probably millions of brain cells that I possess are scrambling, trying to make connections. It's hopeless. There's no light, only heat, and I can feel it all over my body. I have to run and hide if I can. What's her point, and what does she want? What do I want? I don't know. Does she know what I mean? Can we somehow prevent this in the future? Language seems like a broken ladder right now, a disabled bridge that cannot connect either side. Maybe if I was smarter and more perceptive, this wouldn't happen. I just don't know. I'm thinking of logging this down. She isn't. But maybe she's smarter than I am. The strong stay and the weak move on. Or is it the other way around? Maybe she understands the frailties of humanity better than I do. Maybe I just can't take it. We're always learning, always exploring, continuing looking for that light switch in the darkness. And oh, I've got it, damn it. I have to fix that light switch one day. A strange closing. If you ever watch couples kiss goodbye, especially in the morning, if one is dropping the other one off, and I know that this doesn't happen very often anymore, this was more of a likelihood decades ago, the married couples have the shortest kisses, and it's usually a peck on the cheek. The longer the kiss, the greater likelihood of a shorter relationship. And if they kiss for a really long time, they probably just met. Have you ever thought that some people that are on death row have been there for 17, 18 years? I, for one, am totally against capital punishment. I just don't think it has a function in modern society anymore, and possibly never did. You could say that this whole planet is on death row. We're all going to die, and it's just that we don't know when or how. But people that are on death row for this long, if you think about it, if you're on death row for 18 years, your chance of living is almost the same as someone that's not on death row. A lot of people that are not on death row are going to die before the people that have been on death row for 18 years. So your chances of surviving on death row might be better than the folks in civilian life. All right, I'm going to stop here, and we will see you shortly. Thank you.